Could you show us some examples where AI applies to worker safety?
Sure. You know, there's a number of different technologies and applications that Fujitsu has. We'll walk through a couple of these video screens where you can think in terms of behavioral analysis of a moving human. You can look at, the way that they're facing, the way that they're moving, the posture, the speed, the location. There's any number of different data points that can come into this. And Fujitsu works both with manufacturers and a number of other industries to take this AI enabled analysis and support the operation. Whether we're looking at the placement of a product, the placement of an individual, the proximity to a worker, it's really crucial to take that live data feed and those varieties of inputs, apply them to the Kazuchi AI engine to then make the analysis and the assessment without having the ability to process this data, calculate this data, and work with some known standards. You would never have the ability to make these real time assessments, these live notifications, and these post process analysis. So, as we look at some of these approaches here today, we'll review a number of areas where AI has been applied to make sure that the worker is performing the right procedures, is performing them safely, and in the right sequence of operations. As you think in terms of AI is more than just the generative feedback that we might be familiar with. The key components to using an enterprise AI platform is having that data within your environment. You need to be able to look at your process. Where are the uh, protective requirements? And also, we look at the partnerships with that technology. We'll talk about a couple of different companies where we've looked at translation data, analysis data, and it all ties into our platform referred to as Kazuchi. Kazuchi can take the standard inputs that you might have, apply those within your manufacturing process, and bring the human in the loop. By able to scale this AI technology, it allows many of the companies that are just on the cutting edge of embracing AI and attempting some of these projects to move much more quickly based on the confidence of the initial projects. We'll talk about the process to be able to manage and measure a digital transformation within your organization and the history that Fujitsu has within our Kazuchi platform. As you look at some of the elements to this video, it talks about the long history that Fujitsu has in developing AI since the 1960s. Our platform is intended to focus on the outcomes that your company is exploring and to apply that in a very flexible cloud-based environment. As we look at the number of different elements and applicability to the Kazuchi platform, uh, you'll be able to see within this that we've got four key elements. We've got to make sure that we've got the AI data and the components coming in, but we have to be fast. If you take a project that's going to take years and months to deploy, you'll never get there. We want to have a continuous evolution, and always want to think about the ease of use and the employee and customer experience with that. Jeff, there's just these kind of four elements that will come up on the way the AI engine is structured, and we'll talk about each one of these here now.
So could you show us how this applies to manufacturing?